So morning, Chris, and thank you for your willingness to be part of this interview, and I really look forward to chatting to you about your business. Chris, and yeah, thank you. And as we start, would you mind just introducing yourself and your business?
Perfect, thank you. So I'm Chris Cox. I'm the MD at Service Parts Logistics. SPL's an IT parts distributor by background, and it's been running for about 33 years now. It was started actually by my old man, and I always said I'd never join the family business. And eventually, after doing a few of my own things, I got the chip off my shoulder and I was prepared to join, and it's been wonderful since then. So our business is focused very much on helping IT service providers manage their service ecosystem, helping manufacturers to automate their warranties, and that's kind of our core focus. All the unglamorous bits of the IT industry.
Okay. Chris, and as a family business, what makes you guys unique in what you do?
Well, I think there's probably, our businesses get basically divided into two sides. There's the parts distribution, where we help the service providers to look after their commitments. You know,
yes.
A service provider may say to a banker, we're going to provide you with parts in 4 hours or a fix in 4 hours.
Yes.
And a lot of these service providers are more or less allergic to keeping spare parts in stock because they know they're going to write them off.
Yes.
Whereas for us, we keep 55 million rand of spares in our warehouse. It's our core business, what we focus on day in and day out.
Yes.
And we've got a huge focus on high service in our business.
Excellent.
Same day deliveries, making sure our staff are knowledgeable, and we try and figure out where our customers' problems are and follow them. And then the other side of our business is warranty automation, which is more focused on distributors and manufacturers. And in that side of the business, we've got a flagship service, which is a 24/7, 90-minute delivery. So wow. The manufacturer logs a claim at 2 in the morning. Our commitment is that we'll have the part delivered to wherever their site is within, you know, a reasonable number of kilometers.
Yes.
By 3:30 in the morning.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah. A lot of software around doing a good job there in terms of planning software, taking into account seasonality and trend and all kinds of statistical models.
Yes.
Automating it and integrating it with the manufacturer systems.
Awesome. Yeah, lots of technology that you use there. And I saw on your website, I think you got like 8,000 or so clients in your business.
We've been very fortunate over the years to have grown to a nice size business.
Yeah. Chris, and what do you attribute the growth of the business to?
I think I would bring it down to 3 things. I think the one is relentlessly following and aligning with our customers. We listen intently. My dad always taught me a good salesperson listens. We think of a good salesperson as, you know, the guy phoning you from MTN cold calling.
Yeah.
And that's the type of sales, of course, not to discount that, but
yes.
The kind of sales we're in, we need to actually hear where our customers are having pain.
Yes.
And then you phone them up. It's not a cold call that's like, why are you trying to force me to take this cell phone contract? It's like, yes. Wow, that's so awesome. I didn't know anybody had a solution to that. That's so cool.
Yes. Yes.
I think thing number 2 would be high service, and we really try to go the extra mile for our customers. We're not a traditional distributor. We know that our customers, when they phone us, they're calling us because they have a problem. So we need to be there for them.
Excellent.
And I think the third thing is just continued improvement. We've always tried not to rest on our laurels, and we try to find new ways to automate and do things differently that perhaps people are not able to or don't have time to do.
Excellent. Excellent. Chris, and sort of servicing the rest of Africa, you guys are in Africa as well?
We are. So we've got limited footprint in terms of offices, and then we work a lot with customers. We do some joint ventures in terms of servicing some of those markets.
Okay. Thank you.
Create a creative solution to provide the coverage without investing huge amounts of capital to do so.
Yeah. Chris, obviously, as a big business and an employer, you get involved with recruiting people. What is the biggest learning that you've had with bringing new staff on board?
Bringing new staff on board. Well, I think it's so important to hire the kind of people that you want to spend your day with. So obviously skills are hugely important. You've got to have the right skills, but we hire nice people first. And if we like you and you're a good fit with the culture, if you're a good communicator in writing and in person, that goes a huge, huge way for us. Yeah. I think that's so important. And then I think from our side as a management team, it's just so important for us to always be communicating and saying, this is our vision, this is where we're going, this is what kind of company we are. We don't do it that way. That's not us.
Yeah. So getting the right people that fit with the values that you have in your business, and obviously making sure that works. That's excellent. Chris, as any managing director of a big business, how do you balance work life and personal life?
That's been a huge learning curve for me personally, and I've really, I think that's helped me a great deal. I think I create golden blocks, I call it, in my diary. So I've got a little block between 5 and 7 in the morning, and I take the baby, and it gives my wife a chance for a lion, but more importantly, it gives me time with my son. I've got a golden block in the evening where I spend time with the family, and then I've got a little block where I do my exercise. And I try and keep those 3 things every single day. If I have to stay up late and get deadlines done, that happens.
Yes.
But I know that I've at least got those 3 things in my life that I can keep my sanity and feel happy with myself.
Yeah, and they're happy to see Dad, and excellent, Chris. I like the idea of golden blocks. We just talk about reserving some time in your diary, but golden blocks is it's a nice way to describe it. You mind if I use that going forward?
Absolutely.
Thanks so much.
Sure, you've got fancy terms too that we can benefit from.
No, absolutely.
The other thing is just delegation and communication. When I started here, I would see issues, and I thought, why isn't anyone doing anything about it? And they didn't see it as a problem.
Yes.
And nobody trained the people in the position to deal with the problem. So I think it was just important to not try and keep it on your own shoulders, but actually say, look, guys, we can do things differently. We can do things better. I need to upskill you here.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. As an entrepreneur and running a big business, I'm sure that there's quite a few misconceptions that people have about what it is that you do.
Yeah, that's a good point for it. I think the biggest one probably that I hear people say is, "Geez, that's a lot of risk. How do you sleep at night? Aren't you worried about the risks?" And I think it's really different when you're the entrepreneur. It's not like a roulette table that you're playing on.
Yes.
These are small, calculated, incremental risks. You know the business, you know your customers. And I'm sure there's some entrepreneurs, maybe the Elon Musks of the world, that can afford to take the big gambles.
Yeah.
But for guys like us, we like to work on risks where it's almost certainly a win. We need to go and do the thing. And if we do take risk, we're not sure if it tends to be a small risk.
Yes. But it's about doing your homework, isn't it? So you don't invest or you don't spend time on stuff that you don't know what the outcome is going to be, at least. All right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Chris, what advice would you give to new business owners with regards to finance and financial management?
Stay away from debt, even if it means you grow more slowly. That's been a huge, huge principle in our business since the inception. And I think that's one of the reasons why we're here 33 years later, 34 years later, through many economic upturns, downturns. And it'll keep you in good stead. And the other one is try and keep your margins healthy. To do that, you obviously have to keep differentiating and doing something a little bit different from your competition.
Yeah.
But it gives you a manageable cash flow. So even when you're growing, then you can still control your cash flow.
Excellent.
And being realistic about our bandwidth. Sometimes as entrepreneurs, we often are visionary people. We like to see the big picture and say, we're going to change the world, but we don't actually have time or money to change it completely. We have to do small blocks at a time.
But yeah, that starts at home, and as it filters through to the community and the bigger country, I suppose that's where we are, isn't it? And if I think about growth and I think about perhaps what South Africa needs, it's all about creating jobs, isn't it? We need to get more people employed so we can grow the economy and grow our people.
Absolutely. And I think South Africa, we've got such an interesting situation. We've got a lot of people out of work, and then there's a huge shortage of skills as well. And it's upskilling that we as employers need to be doing as well.
Absolutely. Chris, so 5 years' time, where do you see yourself in the business?
Well, our vision is we would like to be the IT parts processing hub for Sub-Saharan Africa and growing that into the Internet of Things space. You know, so IoT meaning things like your smart toaster or your smart fridge or what have you.
Yes.
And we can help manufacturers and distributors to manage that service ecosystem. And especially with the littler guys, you know, not everybody has the huge budgets that a Samsung does.
Yes.
So a lot of the smaller manufacturers that are coming into the market now don't have a great service ecosystem, and that's something that we can really help with.
Yeah. So Chris, you've been in the business for a while. What has been your greatest learning as an employer in the business?
I think one of the things that I've found is what gets measured gets actioned, and it's not a case of saying people are delinquent, but a case of saying we work in a complex environment, and when we attach a measurement to something, then it helps a person to know that it's a priority in your life. Obviously, there's ad hoc priorities that come in from time to time, but you know that every month, day in and day out, this is my number one thing that I'm here to solve in my role.
Yes.
Another thing is for us is having a pull the trigger mindset. So my dad's talked about FIRE, which is fast, inexpensive, restrained, and elegant. And what we love to do, or no, I speak for myself, what I would love to do was have a great grand vision of how we're going to create this perfect product, and you never actually get it to market. So it's better to create a less than perfect version, get it to market, keep making improvements, and just do it. For me, that was a huge game changer in the way that I managed.
That's excellent. I spoke to a marketing company last week. We had a presentation at a conference that I attended, and this guy said, get it 70% right. You know, don't sit there and top on and get it 100% right. Get it 70% right, launch, and then adjust. And it's very similar to that. Yeah. Excellent.
Absolutely.
Chris, last question from my side. What is the one question I didn't ask and should have asked, and what is the answer?
That's a great question. I love that one. I think I would say, how do you make family business a pleasant and successful experience? Especially in South Africa, we have a lot of family businesses, and I often hear from people saying, "Geez, I don't know how you do it." And for me, it's not that terrible. It's probably the best experience of my life. I think open communication, having a bit of tolerance for one another, and clear and universal guidelines. We don't get treated special because you're family. There's guidelines for everyone. And I think for me, treating the family members like their titles. If I was an MD at another company, I'd be expected to put together a management report pack. I'd be expected to put together Gantt charts and project plans. And I find when I approach my stakeholders the same way and treat them like the titles that they are, and obviously we've got a better relationship than I would with a normal chairman, but when I treat them in that way, then they understand what's going on in the business, and I can get them up to speed on things where maybe they didn't know there was an opportunity or there was a problem. That's helped a lot.
No, excellent. Thank you for sharing that. Chris, so many thanks for your time. I really appreciate it. And I hope to see great success in your business going forward. And love to remain in contact to do that.
Really nice to chat to you today, Bert. Thank you very much for your time.